to order at 9:30 today. Secretary, open the machine for roll call. Let the record reflect that all members are present. Mr. Duke is in the audience representing his office. And at this time, we'll ask for Mr. Brown to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. When we say the pledge, personal note here, I tend to say the pledge without one nation and pause under God because there's no comma between the two. It's been a pet peeve of mine for many years. So when we say one nation under God, I always say it as one. So that's why I am off key with you guys.
But the fact that you're identifying the punctuation, you're still off key because 90% of the citizens of the United States pauses.
They do pause, but they obviously don't read it because there's no comma. But anyway, back to business. That's why I do that. I'm sorry. All right. New business, item number 2.
Termination of the Assistant Internal Auditor.
Yes, Mr. Duke. You ready? Wait, you ready? Push the button.
To ratify that the Assistant Internal Auditor was released on May 7th. He has filed an appeal. There'll be a hearing on July 6th. The main reasons for the ratification of this is sleeping, tardiness, and a below standard work product.
Okay, I'll offer a motion to ratify the actions of Mr. Duke in the termination of Mr. Fontenot. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Junior. Any comments or discussion on the item? Hearing none. From the audience? None. Machine is open.
We still have one vote pending.
Yeah, I was waiting to see what the ruckus was about.
How about the ruckus? What ruckus?
I heard all of this conversation down there.
Oh, that's because Mr. Duke, you have an agenda? Okay, we're going to follow it. Thank you. Next item we have is item B.
Budget analysis.
Okay. Wait 1 second. You're on?
The budget analysis needs to be brought up on the screen. I have it on my laptop, but it's not showing up on the screen. Okay, there it is. This is something that I haven't gone over with the committee for the last 6 months. I've been putting it off to see if we could get some more data going through this report, and we have as of June 12th. Okay, so if you take a look at the screen, you'll take a look at all these different, these are all auditable activities, by the way, from parish council, secretary, my department, the council, et cetera. And you can see the amended budget here, the encumbrances, which are purchases in progress, and the year-to-date transactions resulting in your year-to-date leftover amount to be spent in the budget. So you kind of look down here at the amount of the percentage used. That's what I kind of look at when I'm analyzing this. And a lot of this, they still have a long way to go for the next 6 months. As I go and scroll down, I come across community programs, who's at 200,000, and their budget, the budget was 200,000, and they spent 200,000. So obviously, what we're saying here is that finance or the budget director is going to start moving some money around to compensate for this. And another thing, too, is community programs is on my audit schedule for this year. Hopefully, I'll get to it. And as we scroll down, you can see the different percentages used so far, the budget. And there again, these are all auditable activities, and every one of my reports addresses, you know, when I'm doing an activity, I address this budget in the report. And so you can kind of see nothing really sticks out at this point. And you just scroll down to the end. I'll just make this, because there's really no exceptions other than I'm kind of curious about why community programs has spent all their money.
Where do you see that at?
That is, let's see if I can get the page here. Go back to
I have a question.
the beginning page. Oof.
It's on page 2 of 10.
Yeah. on page-
587?
Well, let's see.
Yeah, I
It's,
see
it's,
587.
Department 590, no, Department, what is it, 587?
587, what I see.
587, community programs. So, I mean, normally when they do a budget, if it's the same way that I'm used to doing a budget, when I did the budget, is that you start moving money around towards the beginning, the middle of the year and towards the end of the year.
Yeah, let me clarify that for you. That probably is the Council on Aging grant,
Okay.
which is a one-time grant if they paid it up front for the whole year.
really?
And I'm just guessing at that, but if you look at right below it, the YMCA, that's the same thing.
I'm going to look into it further, Mr. Roussel, as well.
Council on Aging
Right.
is right above it.
Right.
Council, right above.
Yeah, it's right
Okay.
above it.
program.
Well, I don't know what the community program
So I
for.
was wondering if that's the community, I'm sorry.
But why would they be spending all their money?
And that's my question, and I would like to take it a step further. Can you determine how they're spending?
Absolutely, I can. And that's going to be one of my audits this year.
Okay? If, because I would be interested in knowing if this is administrative or, if all of the money is going into salaries or, just,
Yes, ma'am.
you know.
I will address that as an
Okay.
objective.
That's what I think that is, salaries. I think we give them that, they're using that for salaries.
Wow, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it really is. And so that was one thing that stuck out. And so as I go down, I guess as I go down towards the end of this, just to kind of give you all an idea about what has been spent so far and what has been encumbered so far, et cetera. So your amended budget is line 3, roughly 268 million. Encumbrances, which are purchases that have not been, liabilities, we haven't paid them yet, close to 17 million. So we have left to spend towards the end of the year of 223,285,000, which seems like it's kind of in line, but that one auditable activity, that one department did stick out. So I wanted to bring that to the committee's attention.
Okay,
Okay, audits in progress. I have sent out a draft report. On the port's Visa credit card, travel and entertainment expenses, employee expense reimbursements. I have sent that to port's management for their review. They are looking it over now. I'm going to meet with the port's management on June 22nd to go over this draft report. If there are any changes, I will send another draft report to the port and to the committee. At this time, I don't see any changes, but you just never know. I'm going to meet with them and see what they have to say. The port has 20 days, and I wish everyone would adhere to this 20 days to respond to the audit findings and the observation. At that time, I'm going to send a final report to the committee and to the port. Okay, as we go along, I'm working now reviewing the port's contracts and agreements. I'm going to have to get an updated population of all the contracts and agreements as of June from the port, and I'm trying to get that from Ms. Riley. And I'm still waiting for the follow-up audits on the responses to the follow-up audits from the employee mileage and expense reimbursements and the ferries department. It's been way over 20 days. This is not a very hard process to do. You look over my recommendations, you either say yay or nay, you either agree with them or don't agree with them. If you have some compensating control to put in place that's going to help help the situation, just write those in there. I have sent email after email to everybody saying, if you all want to meet with me, I'm available anytime to meet with you. You know, I know everybody's busy, I'm busy, everybody's busy, but this is something that we have to get the recommendations, and we have to know what management is doing with these recommendations in a timely manner so that the committee can do their work in a responsible manner. Okay,
Mr. Duke, do you have a general idea of how many parish employees utilize the expense and mileage report? I mean, I know the council does.
Yeah.
In many
No,
cases,
I really
but
don't. I can find that out for you. I really haven't addressed that, but I don't think off the top of my head, just by reviewing the reports, that it's that many.
yeah.
I would say maybe 20% at this point. Don't hold me to it, but I'd say maybe 20%, ma'am.
Yeah, I thought it would be low numbers.
Yes.
Okay, but I would like to know that.
I'm going to look into that. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And I thank the committee. That's all I have for today.
And the ferry department is in the same follow-up, is the same
Yes, sir.
category of waiting on
I
response?
mean, it's been over 2 months. I understand that from Mr. Peoples, I sent a draft to him. He looked at it. Apparently, my assistant internal auditor went over there, and he's telling me that he did not, he misquoted him in the management responses. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'll send you another draft. Just erase all that, put in writing your responses, send it back to me in a timely manner, and it's been a while. It's been over 2 months.
Okay. Will there come a point to where we just issued a report?
Yes, sir. From now on, I'd like this to be on the record. I'm going to give everyone 20 days, which is what we did at the Inspector General's office, what we did at the Port of New Orleans. It's what we did with, during my career. That's what we've done. And if I don't receive the management comments within 20 days, I issue a report stating in the management response section, management does not respond. And I send that to the committee, just like that.
Okay. All right. That'll at least keep us on track
Yes, sir.
from having to wait on responses. So
Yes,
we can
sir.
just continue to move forward like we're doing. Sounds good. Is there any other items for discussion today? I know this has been a short meeting because we're waiting on these reports, but
Yes, sir.
one thing that I wanted to revert back to the budget analysis. On the EMS section, or fire department as fire department EMS, I believe we have a shortage of collections. You might want to take a quick little glance at that under the budget analysis.
Okay.
Not without doing an audit or anything, but from what I understand is the collections are severely down, and we're probably going to have a deficit as far as collections go that's going to be substantial on the EMS side. So you might want to review that.
Thank you, sir.
Any further? We're going to move to item 4.
Approval of minutes from the May 10, 2018 meeting.
Do we have an offer?
Yeah, I make a motion.
Councilman Juno offers as a second.
I'll second.
Councilman Salvant seconds. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, the machine is open. And the minutes are adopted, 3-0. Any further business to come before us today? Hearing none, make a motion to adjourn. Councilman Salvant moves to adjourn. Second by Councilmember Juno. Machine is open. And the motion is 3-0, and the meeting is adjourned at 9:45. Thank you all. Been a short and sweet meeting. Hopefully, our council meeting will go the same.